So check this out. Came out to the property today and we're gonna do a little bit of work. And I thought while we're out here, deer season's over and we're not hunting pigs yet. And where we hunt the pigs is way back that way. I thought we'd run a little experiment. So I brought the 22s and I also brought a new toy. I got a suppressor last month. So one of the silencers I got, or one of the suppressors I got, is for 22s. And so I was thinking about this, and this time of year, when we hunt hogs on public land, we have to hunt with whatever the appropriate, in South Carolina, we have to hunt with whatever the appropriate weapon is for that, that season. Well, right now, it's small game season. That means we're shooting rimfire, which means 22s. And in our case, 22 mag. And so I wanted to find out today, if we were to take the suppressor, I put it on the 22 mag, and we shoot it with the suppressor and without, how big of a difference is that making the sound? And as long as we're doing that, let's bring the regular 22 rifle with us. And I've got a Glock 44, which is a 22 pistol. All right, let's go see. We're gonna start out here today shooting this. And this is a Glock 44. And it's a 22 caliber with a threaded barrel. And so this is a standard 22 long rifle round, no suppressed, no subsonic. It's just a straight traditional 22. So we're gonna set the meter and I'll be quiet and we'll see what it does. All right, so 88.8 decibels is the sound of a 22 long rifle out of this Glock 44. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to stick with the same ammo, except we're going to put the suppressor on it. So we're going to shoot 3 more of these with the suppressor, knowing that 88.8 was our sound for the first 3. All right, and we're at 72 decibel, and that's really good. That is well within the range of what you could actually shoot without hearing protection all day long. It literally was no effect on my ears at all. So that is fantastic. So let's see if we can get even quieter. So we're 72.7. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to shoot some subsonic rounds out of the same pistol with the suppressor on it. And you know, honestly, this pistol serves no purpose in life other than the fact that it's just really cool. And I started out playing, I mentioned this before, but I started out playing Hitman when I was a teenager or early 20s, and Hitman in the game always had one of these, so I always wanted one. All right, here we go. Let's reset our meter. .7 is our sound. Now I believe the last one was 72, 77. We'll put it on the screen so you'll know. As our final test here of the 22 handgun, we're going to shoot 3 rounds, subsonic, no suppressor. Okay, we're going to shoot 1 round subsonic, no suppressor, because that was freaking loud. I mean, I don't know what the difference is with that thing, the length of the barrel or what, but I did not expect that round to be as loud as it was. I really didn't. So yeah, let's go ahead and inject this. We ended up at 70, what was it, 75 decibels. So that is loud enough that it made my ears ring. And I was not expecting that. I was expecting a subsonic round not to make my ears ring. This is a Smith & Wesson M&P 1522. So this is just a basic 22 rifle, nothing special. And what I've got loaded in here are non-subsonic rounds. So these are standard 22 long rifle. All right, so 88.9 is what we got out of that with no suppressor. I'm going to load 3 rounds of subsonic rounds. So it's not a huge difference. It looks like about 75 is where we ended up with subsonic rounds through this M&P. So now what we're going to do is switch out. We're going to put the suppressor on it. We're going to reload it with standard rounds, and then we're going to reload it again with subsonic rounds. We now have 3 standard 22 long rifle rounds, not subsonic, but we do have the suppressor on. So let's see what our sound is when we shoot 3 22 long rifle, non-suppressed, through the suppressor. All right, we're showing 78.9. Now, one thing that we are getting here that I'm noticing is we're getting a fair amount of reverb on the sound because of where we're shooting. We're shooting down a long, narrow, enclosed space into a hill in the back. And so I'm actually hearing a fair amount of that kickback coming back to me. But the decibel meter is not picking it up because we only got 78.9 on that one, which is about, I mean, that's only about 6 decibels lower than not using the suppressor at all. If I recall, the non-suppressed regular 22 long rifle is 85. So we're not getting, and I'm sure that we'll correct that number if I'm wrong on the screen. So now let's do 3 rounds suppressed with, 3 rounds subsonic with the suppressor and see how it does. And 68 decibels. So subsonic suppressed is, I believe, is our quietest yet, which is exactly what you would expect for a 22. All right, moving on. We're now going to move up to 22 mags. So I've got another rifle that shoots 22 Magnum. This might be a little different because it's not a semi-automatic rifle. This one is bolt action. So typically bolt action don't use the gases to do anything, and my experience is they tend to be a little bit quieter. So let's give that a shot. Now we've got, this is the Ruger lever action 22 Magnum. And the reason I've got this rifle is because in South Carolina, when you hunt public land, you're only allowed to hunt with whatever caliber or gauge weapon is appropriate to the season. So hogs can be hunted year round. And right now it's small game season, which means you can only shoot with a 22 mag or a 22 rimfire, right? So we got this so that we can continue to hunt hogs on public land if we wanted to. And although we're out at the property today, so we can shoot whatever we want out here. But anyway, this is the 22 mag. You'll notice this when I got set up with the scope. I've also got a laser on the end of it, and then we do not have the suppressor on right now. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and fire 1 round.
Ow! Yeah, that was loud. My right ear is ringing.
So we're at 84.9 on that one, and my cameraman tells me that even though the meter only reads a couple of decibels above what a 22 long rifle without suppressor reads, he tells me that was considerably louder. So we'll switch up to the suppressed shot. So again, about a 5 decibel drop in sound. And cameraman this time tells me that it was totally bearable. So 5 decibels is a big enough amount to make a difference. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is, I think, just for the sake of doing it, I want to do a measurement on a non-AR platform gun. So I brought with me a Henry lever action 22 mag. So let's shoot and test that real quick, just for kicks, because I love the gun. This is a 22 mag lever action, round in, and let's set the meter and let's see how loud this is. It does have a slightly shorter barrel than the last one. Looks like we're at about 78 decibels on that. So cameraman, how was the sound on that? Was that as loud as the last one? Or is it more bearable? So last but not least, and not even the reason we did the video, but hey, I'm out at the property. I love shooting this gun, and so I brought it along. This is my 300 Blackout with the suppressor. The suppressor is, I should say, this is the whole reason for this gun. And it's so that when we hunt pigs at night, when we're in close quarters, I can't use my 300 Win Mag, we're going to use this. And the suppressor is so that I can actually hunt without hearing protection, because it's a lot easier to hear the pigs coming when you're not got things stuffed in your ears. So I love shooting this rifle. I brought it along just to shoot a little extra. What we've got here for this setup, for those of you that are curious, is this is the SIG Romeo 7 red dot with motion activated dots, so you can just leave it on all the time. It lasts for like a year, along with the 300 Blackout. And this is a Palmetto State Armory 300 Blackout. So if you're familiar with PSA, this is a great rifle. And then we've got also the Silencer Central suppressor on it. So love shooting this. Let's put a couple rounds through it, and also let's test it with the decibel meter. So we're going to reset this, and let's see how this one compares to the 22s. Not bad. 79 on the decibel meter. 79. That is definitely shootable without hearing protection if you need to. I will say though that the 22 pistol without the suppressor with Subsonic was quieter, but it hurt my ears. This shows 4 decibels louder, but it doesn't hurt my ears. And I think the reason partly is because of the longer barrel. So all the gases are going that way, and most of the gases are suppressed in this. And so let's do one more real quick. And we're going to stand back. I'm going to actually stand the decibel meter up, and we're going to try it that way and see if it makes any difference in the reading. It did. It increased the reading a little bit. We're up to 82.3. Now we're also behind the meter now, whereas before we were standing almost right on top of it. So one last test I think we'll do with the meter is we're going to bring it out here so that we are clearly in the way of the sound. .2. So obviously the further you get away from the gun, the louder it gets. So anyway, folks, this has been a lot of fun today. And we'll put the numbers up on the screen so you can see what they all come to. But if you ever wondered, now you know. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back again in a few days with another episode. Please subscribe. We've just started the channel. We've got a few videos up, but we're going to do 2 videos a week. And we would really appreciate it if you come along with us. Subscribe, like, set the notifications. We'll see you next time.